Good morning, fam. I'm so glad that we're all here together. And baby, these have been some time. And the whole thing about connecting with each other and community is so important because what we know now is that we literally cannot get along without each other. I'm just saying, I don't care what you say. We need each other. And we see that now. We see how small the world really is. You know, for years I taught I had a choir with 428 first, second, and third graders. Just take a moment to picture that. Sometimes I would rehearse with them in chunks of 100, and then we'd all get together. And they had this kind of view of the world that was really interesting to me. And they would say things like, "Well, you know, Miss Melanie, they're having an eclipse. Are we going to have one too?" And I'd say, "Babies, look, there's only one sky. There's just the one, and we're under all of that. Only one sky, only one sky, only one sky. There's just the one." And it's really interesting what we've had to deal with. So much loss and disconnection. And that's why, to me, the whole idea of bringing song back as that comfort, that wrapping around. And what I want to do is throw a few songs into what I call your little melodic medicine kit that you can call on when you need it. I have songs that I call on when I'm feeling constricted and small and lost and disconnected, or when I want to react in a negative, angry way. I have songs that I call on to keep me from doing that. And so we're going to sing a little one right now, and I want you to throw your heads back. And there will be harmony because there always is. Always is. Whether you think so or not. And like my kids would just to say, they'd say, "Miss Melanie, how come even when you're not looking at us, you know what we're doing?" I said, "Well, that's a magic thing. And so I will be able to hear you throw your heads back and let the harmony come. And you all know this." This is one of my go-to songs. Here we go. It goes like this. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me. Yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Oh, lift me up. Yes, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up. Oh, lift me up. Yes, lift me up. Let the light from the lighthouse lift me up. Shine. Shine on me, oh, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me, oh, shine on me. Yes, shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse shine on me. Just nod your head. That's one is a great one to have in your toolkit. When, say, you're driving in your car and somebody does something that you think is just really wrong, and maybe our reaction might want to be go, "Ah." Instead, I'm driving along and I something like that happens and I go, shine on me. Oh, yeah, pull that one out to access that light and that energy that is always there, always there. Couple of months ago here in California, which is where I live, we had that day, we were dealing with all the fires. And we had this day where literally at noon, the sky was the color of my skin. People were so disoriented. They couldn't feel themselves. And the street lights came on at noontime. It was just insane. And I could tell when on my daily walk that folks couldn't feel themselves. That they just didn't know. They couldn't feel the earth because they just couldn't. And so I'm looking around, I'm walking around in my neighborhood, and this song came, it was the medicine that I needed at that moment. And so it came to me. And I'm walking around and I'm thinking to myself, even though we can't see it, I know there is sun. I know there is sun. I know there is sun. I know there are stars in the sky. I know there is sun. I know there is sun. I know there are stars in the sky. It's not what we see, it's what we know. It's not what we see, it's what we know. And I know there is sun. I know there is sun. I know there are stars in the sky. It's not what we see, it's what we know. It's not what we see, it's what we know. And I know there is sun. I know there is sun. I know there are stars in the sky. These days, there's so much coming at us. There is so much noise and blah, 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 that we have to always go to what we know in our heart. We have to always go there because we can be overrun and over inundated by the stuff that's coming in. And so I would rather fill my ears with song as food and sustenance than with all the other yammering noise that's coming into our head. And you see, the power of song in that way, it doesn't mean that you are not awake and aware and connected to what is going on in the world. But when I think about the power of music and how it has been used in the civil rights movement, in all rights movement, because the power of song is this, that it gives you the strength and the energy to keep on doing things, to keep on working towards justice in a way when simple words won't do. In the African American tradition and in the civil rights movement, which involves so many of us, when the right words could not be summoned, somebody would just start singing. That whole idea, and the thing is that it didn't matter whether or not you knew the words to the song, because a song, in a certain way, there's a door that is open, and all you have to do is to step into it and walk through that door. When you think about some of the songs that you've all heard, and people would just start singing them, this little light of mine, everybody could jump in on that. Or hold on just a little while longer, hold on. And you can just imagine someone like Fannie Lou Hamer or Dr. King or Dolores Huerta or Cesar Chavez, all of them. And music was so much a part of all of that to give you nourishment when you're looking into the face of somebody or some force that doesn't think that you should even exist. And so somebody would just call up a song, and I encourage you to find those songs. And all of you, no matter what your background is, you have songs that whenever you hear them, you automatically go to yourself. You automatically are grounded in that song. And we forget sometimes that we have that in our toolbox. Songs are like little melodic morsels of grace. And so, it's like when you have a whole bunch of them, it's like, how when little kids come like to a birthday party and there's like a cake and there's treats and there's everything, and they've just realized that it doesn't get any better than this because there's this, there's that, things to choose from to nourish ourselves. To me, songs are like that. And my mom and daddy were both beautiful singers. My mother was one of the first Black women to ever be offered a full voice scholarship to Juilliard back in the 40s. But here's how I'm just like my mother. She didn't want somebody to tell her how to sing, what to sing, and when to sing. She said, I just want to sing. And every single one of you has this beautiful voice. And any of you remember your first song? Remember your first song? You probably don't. But your first song was the first sound that you made when you came into this world. You came onto this planet singing. Nod your head. Yeah. And that is a gift that you can give yourself and give each other. We have a thing in the African American tradition of we do things congregationally. And this is just a different way of congregating. And we have the power within us to hold each other up, to care for each other right where we are. We don't have to be in the same room to love each other up. We just don't. Spirit has given us incredible gifts to be connected with each other. So what we need to do is broaden our view of what connection is. This is connection. Think about this, fam. What if we didn't have this in this last year? Yeah, things are different. But to have this community, when you look into all the little windows and everything, we have each other. It's an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing because there are folks out there who don't. And you have this beautiful church family here. And one of the things that has happened with this is that more people who might not have found you can find you, which means that we have this beautiful world community out there. That is miracle material. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for a feeling heart. Yeah. So our songs are our medicine. And when my mama and daddy something would happen, they just start singing. Just start singing. And my mom knew that she could reach us quicker with a song. I'm the oldest of 5 children. And my mother would come in if the school was out and she had to go to work, she would come in, flip on the bedroom lights and go, "Good morning, my children. I'm so glad you're alive." And we're like, "Mom, really?" It's like 6. But maybe starting your day like that is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And that was her way of letting us know that she loved us. Instead of sometimes, she'd say, "I love you," but sometimes she'd just sing. Songs are those blessings that are all around you all the time. And in the African American tradition, as I was talking before, we not only did we sing together congregationally to celebrate something, but we would also moan and mourn together in a group. And what would happen was that people would just, and we'd go back to that thing when we were kids and just rock. And someone would just start, and everyone would join. No words, because sometimes there are no words. But that is the beauty of song, that you just do it together. And that you have a family here that you can do that together. So, babies, when in doubt, sing. And also, if you've ever thought about maybe writing a song, first of all, there's no rules. And if you have a song in you and you don't make that song, the world is missing something. Not your head, not it. The world is missing something. And one of the ways that I have been sort of working with folks, they call me up and I'll sing them a song. That's all you gotta do. I will literally, you can call me, I will send you a voice memo of a song. And that is something that we can do for each other. That is something that we can do for each other. Sometimes we try to make it this big, big, huge thing that it's got to be this or that. It just has to be true. Straight from your heart to their heart. From my heart to your heart. From my heart to your heart. From my heart to your heart. I'm sending you love. You can join me. From my heart to your heart. From my heart to your heart. From my heart to your heart, I'm sending you love. One more time. From my heart to your heart, from my heart to your heart, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you love. Fam, it's all about intention. It's all about intention. I can hug the stuffing out of you right where I am. From my heart to yours. When in doubt, sing. When in pain, sing. When in joy, sing. Sing. And know that your voice is heard by spirit. So sing.